My experience with Doug was great. I was looking for a home for a long time just because the market was nuts, but he was with me almost every weekend, and I don't have a lot of family in town, so it was just me and Doug a lot of the time, and he's open and honest with his opinions. He was always willing to tell me little things that I didn't know about homes and home buying, which made me feel really comfortable and made me really trust his opinions and his recommendations. This is my first home purchase, so it was really great to have somebody I could trust, because I think a lot of times in the home buying process you get people with vested interests, and I didn't ever have that feeling with Doug. I always felt that he wanted me to find the best home for me, which I really appreciated. Like, I'd be gone for the weekend and he'd take my boyfriend to see the house when I wasn't there. And he brought my parents, wanted to go along one weekend, and they have opinions. So it was always fun. So Doug was actually assigned to me by my relocation services, so I was introduced to him. But he was great to work with from the beginning. We met at a coffee shop and he walked me through sort of the whole home buying process, so I felt really comfortable from the get-go, and it just seemed like the natural choice. I put offers in on a couple different homes and the market was wild, but I always felt confident that I'd put in a good offer, and I always felt that I had enough information to know what was a good and reasonable offer. But I think you get the right home, and I definitely found the right home for me. I mean, there are always challenges, right? I think that just knowing that the market was moving so quickly, it was always difficult to know, like, when should I see something? Is this a home for me? And I think that Doug was always really helpful in trying to help me figure out what was worth seeing, what wasn't worth seeing, and again, pointing out things that I wouldn't necessarily know how to identify, like how old is the roof? What kind of HVAC is that? When are you gonna need to replace that? Those sort of questions that you don't really know the answers to unless you've owned a home. So he was really helpful in overcoming those little challenges and the bigger ones as well. Doug is extremely patient and, as I said, very honest, I feel, and open with his opinions. There were a few houses that we saw that were gonna sort of close to offers at a specific time, and we'd see them the day of or the afternoon before. And in that scenario, when you feel like there are other people who want this home, do I want this home? I felt pressured to put in an offer, like generous offers, a few times, and I feel that he was always helpful in trying to guide me through that process, especially when he knew that it probably wasn't the best home or the best area for me based on all the conversations that we'd had. And the home that I actually purchased was kind of in the same situation. It was not under contract, but they had an offer and they were going to accept it, or they had a window to accept it for maybe 5 or 6 hours. So we had to put it in offer within, I think, an hour of getting home after seeing that home. And I was all alone that day. Everyone was busy. And I think Doug did a really good job of sort of coaching me through without influencing me. So letting me know what he felt would be competitive without being, overly over the top. It's cool. The house is over 100 years old, and it's just fun to sit there and think, like, this house has had so many lives without me, and it's seen so many things and has so much history. Maybe I'm just overly sentimental, but I sit there and I'm like, oh wow, this house has had a whole life, and now I get to be part of its life. Working with Doug was awesome. I would recommend Doug to anyone. If and when I would want to sell this home, I would want to work with Doug. He's just been great through the whole process and always so giving. Carl the dog, also very cute.